my name's Felicia Fallum. A lot of what I do is social change through cultural art, if it's under that umbrella. This specific video is going to talk about how we think about fashion and we think about our clothing items, and a little bit of how ethical, sustainable fashion and the 100-day dress challenge from Wool is changing the way that I think about clothing. I'm only about 20 days in. I don't actually know how far. I have the end date for like how many days I have left to wear the dress, like the last day of wearing the dress. And I think I'm about 20 days in. I said, I think I'm already starting to think differently about fashion and sustainable products, like why it's important and how it can change the way we think, and also why it is attainable for the average person. When we stop thinking about impulse buys and we stop buying things because they're cheap, we can begin to shift our thinking and buy things that are actually going to save us money and time. And if we save if we think about like cost per wear, $25, maybe an average dress that you would wear once or twice a year for maybe a couple of years, so maybe get 4 wears out of it. But if you spend 5 times that and you save up that $25 every time you'd buy a dress or a new piece of clothing, and you begin to think about, sorry, kid just sat on my lap, so I'm moving around. You can begin to think about like wearing something 100 times, or like way more than you ever would that cheap item that you put less thought and effort into. So this video is gonna talk a little bit about that. I get sidetracked. I was going to talk about packing. I will create that video now. Hey guys, I'm Felicia Fallum, and what I do with the idea of social change through cultural art. One element of that is I love to travel and love exploring different cultures. And this is going to be our 3rd airplane flying trip across the country with now Toddler. Still a lap infant though, he just turned 1. I recently packed carry-on only. We do have extra diapers and that type of thing that you could also buy when you reach your destination for the little guy. But all of my stuff and a lot of his stuff has been in my carry-on. And so I'm figuring that out. And actually, he did have clothes in the checked bag. But this trip, so this last trip, we packed for 5 different states. We went to Utah, and this is in winter. So we went to Utah, Florida, Georgia. We were in Colorado for a little bit, Wyoming, and then South Dakota. So I guess I don't know, I lost count, but we did, so just for the like weather and that type of thing, it was all seasons essentially. What I ended up doing, if you guys ever try so I know that like sustainable fashion sounds like super unattainable for so many of us. It sounds like super expensive, and it is more pricey. But as you start to think through, I'm doing the 100-day challenge with the wool dress from Wool, and where you wear the same dress for 100 days. So I'm wearing the Brooklyn? No. Yeah, the Brooklyn right now. And I'm on, I don't even know, like day something. But if you do something like that, there's 30-day challenges as well. And it really helps you shift your thinking about sustainable fashion in that you see how easy it becomes. And then also you see how how many pieces of clothing get worn 100 times ever. You would have to wear something 1 out of every 3 days for a year to be worn 100 times. How many times, like the average American, we don't rewear things, right? So you would have to wear a clothing item 2 to 3 times a week for it to be worn 100 times in a year. So if you do it once a week, even once a week is a lot to wear the same clothing item for like the average American, I think. And so if you wear the same thing once every week for a year, it's still going to take 6 years to wear that item 100 times. And so with this dress, I will have gotten the use out of it in 1/3 of a year that most people get in items every 6 years. And for me, I have some health issues. My weight changes dramatically. So even being able to wear something for a full year just fit, like that's rare for me. Like I am not the same size in any year ever since I was a little kid, right? So I'm saying that, like, actually maybe this will just, well, yeah, so I'm saying that because it's something that I've really started to think differently about, where this dress costs about probably 5 times what I spend on like fast fashion pieces. But I'm wearing it way more than I've worn anything else that I've owned. I've never worn anything for even a month straight. I'm not quite at a month yet. I'm thinking about like 20 days probably. I don't know for sure. I've kind of stopped counting. I'm just taking pictures and I have the date, the end date that I have to wear it until I'll figure it out. And so anyways, I guess this video is changing to be just kind of thinking about fashion differently, thinking about our clothing items differently. And what I was going to do though originally is this, let me make an intro. So anyways, guys, this video is getting long enough. I'm gonna create an intro. I'm introducing this topic now, and I hope that I will create a packing video for how I packed for this last trip soon.